Chapter 5 Fortressing Around. A 1964 Ford Falcon drove up to the gang and the beams that were surrounding them. "Who would enter my fortress?" the Falcon asked. "We just need some copper to find. We need to find the copper's called treasure that was here," said Chick as he looked at the Falcon. "Chick Hicks," the Falcon exclaimed. "Hello, Elisa," said Chick. "What's with the paint scheme you have?" asked Elisa. "My friend Wingo painted for me," Chick replied. "Oh. I will release you now," said Elisa as she deactivated the beams. "Do you have anything on the Copper Skull treasure?" asked Chick. "Yes, I do," Elisa replied. "Who are your new friends?" "This is Molly, Anala, Boost, Wingo, Vince, Sunny, DJ, Sunny, Snotrod, Barry, and Lenny," Chick says he showed Elisa his friends. "Do you still race in the Piston Cup?" asked Elisa. "Yes, I just finished my 35th year," Chick replied. "You've been racing for 35 years, exclaimed Molly. "Yes, they actually change my paint scheme every 10 years, Chick said. "His first year in 1971, he was red," said Elisa. "I was originally pink," said Chick. "I even love pink, and that's why he was my boyfriend." "You dated?" said Nala. "For about 6 years, said Chick. "But I saw about of a racer he was," said Elisa. "You mean his dirty racing habits," said Molly. "Yes," said Elisa. 1981, they changed my color to blue, said Chick. 1991, I had my color changed to purple, and then in 2001, they changed me to green. Chick was keen on trying to beat that King guy who began in 1969, Elisa added. "He actually crashed him last year during the last race," said Molly. "I just see what happened afterwards because I broke the TV. "Oh yeah, you're the one that smashed the TV, said Boost. "The Copper Skull treasure is not in here. It's hidden somewhere underground," said Elisa. "We even have a tracker that will lead us straight to the treasure," said Wingo. "Let me see it," Elisa said she began to figure it out. "I haven't explored all this place yet, but I think there are some rooms that have other locations." "Do you know exactly?" asked Chick. "I did mark the ones I checked and couldn't find anything," Elisa replied. "How many are there?" asked DJ. "I only have 3 spots left to check," Elisa replied. "Maybe we could search them individually," said Boost. "Boost is right," said Chick. "That does seem like the fastest way through," said Lisa. "Boost, Wingo, Anala, and Sunny can check the first cave," said Chick. "Sounds good. I'll take DJ, Lenny, and you," said Elisa. "That leaves Vince, Lenny, Snotrod, and Molly. And the last one," Chick added. "We're also getting pursued by the Taylor sisters, so we need to be fast," said Nala. "The Taylor sisters? You mean Nicole, Tracy, Janelle, Katie, Emily, and Jackie?" Lisa exclaimed. "Yes," said Vince. "Now let's move before they catch up to us," said Lisa. Snotrod, Vince, Barry, and Molly drove to their spot, which was a bunch of ruins. "Supposedly this is one of the places," said Molly. "Sounds right," said Snotrod as they headed into the ruins. "These markings must imply the location of the treasure," said Vince. "I would sure hope so," said Molly. "They could be decorations," said Barry. "That does sound likely," said Molly. "I see something over in the middle," said Vince. They drove up to it, and what they saw surprised them. "We found some of the Copper Skull treasure," said Barry. "Sounds like there's probably a main place for the rest of the treasure," Molly said. "We should keep moving." Snotrod found a puzzle of something on the side of the ruins. "I found something, chew," he said. Molly drove up to it and began to read the writings. "We need to figure out this markings," she said. "How so?" asked Vince. "Using the treasure that is provided, we need to place the right things on the ground by this wall," Molly replied. "That does not sound too hard," said Vince. "Anala, we found something in our cave," Molly said, radioing Anala. "What is it?" asked Anala. "Some sort of coding," Molly replied. "You have a clue?" "I haven't found anything," Anala exclaimed. "I have been seeing a whole bunch of gibberish writings on the structure remains." "It's not gibberish, there's a message or something behind it," said Molly. "I'm going to ask Elisa if she found anything yet." Anala turned to her group. "Molly found something," she said. "Is this some sort of riddle? Because all our quests have been found with puzzles and riddles," said Boost. "She said they were marking when trying to say something," said Nala. "That could be a possible answer," said Wingo. Elisa, Chick, DJ, and Lenny were making their way to a fallen tower. "Is that a tower?" asked DJ. "I think it is," Chick replied. Molly soon radioed them. "Found something," she said. "What'd you find?" asked Chick. "Some clues on the copper," Molly replied. "We're trying to find a way to get a passageway open. Does it contain anything?" asked Chick. "I don't know," Molly replied. "Do you have it open yet?" asked Chick. "We're getting close to getting it open," Molly replied. I'm gonna come over there once I find something, said Chick. Was that Molly? Asked Lisa. She found something that can lead us to the treasure, said Chick. She was in the spot I needed to be, said Lisa. We just need to get back there and help them. Molly finally managed to get the secret passage open. Oh, more paths, she said, looking up ahead of her. Another one of these situations, said Snotrud. Seems like it's to Molly. Why do we always find these? Chick soon radioed. We didn't find anything in our spots, so we're head over to you guys, he said. Okay, good. I need to check on Nala, said Molly. She soon radioed Nala. Did you find anything? Are you on your way over to us? Molly asked. Yes, to both of those, Nala replied. I just got the passage open. Now I don't know which way to go, said Molly. Did you ask Chick if he's on his way over to you? Asked Nala. Yes, and he is, Molly replied. Good. We will try to be there soon, said Nala. I didn't see any sign of the tailor, said Chick as he drove up to Molly. That sounds good. Do you know which path to take? Asked Molly. The two paths might not lead to anything, but there could be something that they're trying to tell us, said Chick. I'll take the left path. You take the right path, said Molly. Got it, said Chick as they headed down their separate ways. Vince and Snotrod were looking around when the others came driving in. Chick and Molly headed into the path to see which is the right one, said Vince. Okay then, said Boost. What will it have to say? Asked Wingo. One of these will, or even both of them, will have something regarding the treasure, Lisa replied. I'm going to see if the tailors caught up to us, said Barry. We don't need them to sneak up on us, Lisa added. Boost, how long have you known Chick for? She asked Boost. I have known him for the past 2 years, Boost replied. He actually lets us stay in his garage with him. That must be one big garage, said Lisa. Only me, DJ, Wingo, and Snotrod, Boost remarked. The others don't stay there, said Lisa. We have only known Chick for a little while, said Vince. Yeah, we were arrested twice and got introduced to them as we got out, said Boost. Never knew Chick had this big group, said Lisa. Molly does come to visit us from time to time, said Boost. I never get any visitors out here in the desert, said Lisa. The desert is hard to come by, said Vince. Plus many cars can't handle sand on them, Elisa added. Molly drove up to a map and looked at the tracker. The tracker has been false this whole time, she exclaimed. The treasure is hidden in some sort of portal in a cave or something. She took the tracker and destroyed it. Don't need that thing anymore, she said as she took the clues that she saw in front of her. Wait till I say this, she said as she began making her way back. Chick, the tracker was providing false information, said Molly. It was? Chick exclaimed. The treasure's not here. It's located far out in the desert in some sort of cave portal. Molly said. Why would the tracker even do that? Asked Chick. I have no idea. I must have gotten in sand while we were lost, Molly replied. DJ looked at the paths and saw Molly and Chick coming out of them. What'd you find? He asked. The tracker was false, Molly replied. How is it false? Asked DJ. The tracker led me to a map that tells us there's a cave with a portal. Molly replied. Where is this cave portal? Asked DJ. All the way at the far end of the desert, Molly replied. We better show the others, said DJ. They headed back to the others and showed them the map. I wouldn't say the tracker was false, said Lisa. It was probably leading to a source that knows how to find it. Who cares? We should go after this thing before Molly began till the tellers appeared. They show up. Follow my lead, said Boost. We have you now, said Nicole. Okay, you have us. We found your treasure, said Boost. Now you are giving up, said Nicole. Yes, you have officially caught us, said Boost. Okay, we will head for the treasure then, said Nicole. Where is it? Asked Tracy. In some sort of cave portal, Molly replied, giving them the map. Is this a map of the location? Asked Janelle. This is it, Nicole replied. They actually found this and replaced the tracker with it. It was false, said Molly. Why did we even get that thing? Asked Emily. He mostly likely fell victim to it, Molly replied. They headed outside and began driving to the sand dunes. It's working so far, said Boost. Then what are we going to do when we get to the cave? When we get there? Asked Wingo. I have not figured it out yet, Boost replied. Nicole kept reading the route to the cave and stopped. It says make a turn here, but the desert can be so confusing, she said. Where are we right now? Asked Emily. How am I supposed to know? Asked Nicole. I would assume we go left in a few meters. Here, let me read it, said Jackie. She drove up to Nicole and saw that she was right. This is the place where we turn, Jackie exclaimed. What is it? Asked Nicole. Yes, can you see it? Asked Jackie. Now I can, said Nicole as I continued. How are the hostages, Tracy? Asked Emily. They haven't tried anything yet, Tracy replied. You guys are getting a reward once we find this treasure. What's our reward? Asked Wingo. I haven't, began Tracy before Wingo cut her off. Is it a low rider sized cat? He asked. No, Tracy replied. Are they gonna have a lifetime supply of country songs? Asked DJ. Don't even start with the country music, Tracy replied. Or some allergy relief? Asked Snotrod. Stop asking stupid things, said Tracy. It's not any of those things. Man, someone woke up on with the wrong paint, said Wingo. How long until we get there? Asked Tracy. It should be straight from here, Emily replied. I hope so, because they're driving me crazy, said Tracy. Do you want to head the route while I watch the hostages? Asked Jackie. Yes, gladly do so, Tracy replied. Tracy drove up to Nicole and Emily while Jackie watched Boost and the others. Okay, I can see something up ahead, said Nicole. They headed towards the cave and examined it. This is the right place, said Nicole. Do you want us to find the portal? Asked Chick. Make yourself useful, Nicole replied. She means yes, said Tracy. Alrighty then, said Wingo as he began looking around. What does the portal even look like? Asked Emily. It's supposed to be a different color from the rocks in the cave, Molly replied. It might be some sort of switch, said Snotrod before sneezing. I see something, said Wingo as he looked at the wall beside Snotrod. I'll go get it then, said Katie as she drove over and slowly. Nice move, said Nicole. I just saw it, said Wingo. Katie put her wheel on the switch and pushed it, causing a huge portal to show in front of them. Found the portal, said Kitty. Technically, Wingo saw the lever and you pushed it, said Chick. Let's jump in, said Boots. He drove to the portal and jumped in. They were faking this whole time, said Emily. Yes, another trap you fall for, said Molly as she followed Boots into the portals. Everyone began fighting for the portal and eventually got sucked into it when they were too close to it. The portal closed behind them once everyone had fallen into it, leaving a pitch black cave.